That was nice.
Look at all the orange on the back.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you like roll them some?
Look at this too.
Damn.
I really don't know.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave over at Green Hat Kiteboarding. I got Finn and Jeffrey Spencer from Duotone. We all just got out of the water over at Stuart Beach. Took their board out for a prone sesh. Rode the 800 myself. And I just wanted to kind of ask you guys some things. You guys have a lot to do with the development of the prone side of things. So what is the idea with the 2026 Crush SLS?
Main idea with the Crush is just to make it as easy as possible to get waves, pump around, you know, maximum clearance on turns, very stable, like when you get into white water and everything.
Yeah.
So just make it as easy as possible for kind of people getting into it, and then also people like us, because why not? And then just as high performance as possible as well. So just we found like the kind of flatter rocker of it is really nice, the more parallel outline. This one's the 4.5 35 liter. So maybe in really tiny waves, we would ride this one. It just gets into stuff super easy. And
just riding it, I will say that you guys found a really good sweet spot of paddle power and duck dive ability. So I really liked the compact feeling of it. You guys packed 35 liters into a 4.5 and didn't make it feel boaty. Dropping into waves, you guys did a little bit of a single concave in the nose. Is that to almost, when you're paddling in, it creates suction and brings you up? Is that what you were thinking? Or?
the main thing with the single concaves is we found it just planes over the surface the best. So as soon as you get any sort of speed, it's gonna be kind of the least draggy on the water. So when you go to stand up, it's not gonna wanna stick at all.
Sure.
So then it's just a very smooth transition onto foil. And then especially with the cutouts as well at the tail, because of the pretty wide tail we have on this, we wanted to just get rid of a bit of drag on there. So when you get going, those cutouts kind of release water earlier, and then you don't feel that part of the board as much when you get going.
You guys put a little bit of 0.5 rocker. Why? And do people need to make any adjustments?
I mean, yeah, a lot of that with people who've been proning a lot is kind of personal preference, but we found just like half a degree of kind of deck angle compared to the box was nice. Just a bit, you kind of push into your front foot a little bit more on turns, but then if you go too much, it's hard to pump out.
Okay.
So just a little bit was kind of found to be the sweet spot for that.
I mean, 0.5 is pretty minimal, but it helps a little bit when you're really leaning over and pushing, that you don't feel like you're gonna put the nose in the water.
A lot of people put a degree shim in the base plate. You guys kept it flat on the bottom and put it on the top deck. So it still gives you all the performance, but doesn't put your foil at a weird angle.
Right.
Yeah.
The challenge with because the shims can be great for certain situations, like maybe you want a little more for one thing, like maybe you're in gnarlier waves one session or pumping a little more the next, but having that, we try to build the best balance built in, because then you can keep the mast flat to the box on the bottom, and for takeoff efficiency, that's going to be the best if you can match those angles just to get it going.
Let's talk about the foils though.
I'll start with this one. So the goal of the Crest initially was just to make a good all-around surf foil. I think that was something in our lineup that was missing, and especially in the 9 aspect ratio, we kind of had a gap. We had a higher aspect foil, we had a lower aspect foil, so this thing kind of fit right in perfectly.
Okay.
And the features that make this thing kind of surfable is the curvature is one of the biggest ones, where
you can
you can show it off, but that slight downturn in the middle and then the swept up in the tips is really quick rail to rail and really smooth rail to rail. If you find, or like you can have, you can push it to the extremes and really push the tips up, and it's gonna come out of the water easily and not, it's gonna feel like you're in control when you're doing that. But if you lean too far, it's gonna feel too loose. So having this balance of like a little down and a little bit back up really helps with that stability and control.
Yeah, just gives you a very intuitive, very surfy feeling. Like you don't have to lean too crazy hard on one rail or back on the other to get it to turn. So just very easy to turn.
Yeah.
And then is the idea.
The other big feature of this, I would say, is the profile. It's got a solid low end for the size, and that really helps because 9 is like not high aspect, not low aspect, it's kind of in the middle there, but for surf foil, you still want something that you can pump.
Totally.
So that was super important for us, like just being able to ride that smaller size and get up on the waves, especially here in Florida. Like you don't have much time to get going, so you really need something that lifts right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it helps a lot with that.
The designers, Jerome and Poldo, did an amazing job of giving you like that really easy, friendly stall behavior and low end and like great pumping, but then a really good speed range. So you can, once you get on some bigger waves, it still handles and you're still in control.
I was impressed by the speed range, and that's like one of those things that like most mid-aspect foils, they have just they either have a really good high end or they have a good low end.
And
Kind of find the middle.
that's really what we found with this. It was originally made for like kind of prone foiling and waves, but once we got it, we started kind of riding it for everything, like downwinding. Anytime we're not racing and just going for fun, we ride this thing just because good low end, really good pumping, but enough speed to like keep up with fast bumps, and it's just so fun. And then winging, a lot of people are loving it, even flat water, but a lot in like little bumps, little waves, just because, yeah, same thing, good low end, but very playful, very fun foil.
Is this what you would ride at the Gorge?
Absolutely, yeah. Like,
is this what you were riding at the Gorge at AWSI?
Like we got these ones in like May maybe, and just when we were there over the summer, I was on the 675 all the time, but it was just the perfect size for those gorge bumps. Like so easy to just rip turns the whole time and barely had to pump. And then, but once you got into those like kind of marginal areas, like at the start of the run or maybe at the end, it was still plenty of lift to keep going.
Yeah.
Especially for parawinging too, like you need a foil that can get you up because everyone's pushing, like you don't have to take that big of a wing or that big of a board. And so if your foil can help you get up and then still feel surfy once you're up and going, it is magic. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Been actually so stoked with this for all the different disciplines, even though it came from surf foiling, it really
yeah, like if I could only have one foil for the rest of my life, or for every discipline, it would definitely be this thing.
Yeah.
It just ticks all the boxes. I mean, with these, we've come out with like the new one-piece tails.
That tail felt really good.
And it definitely makes a difference. Just they're so sleek, and then you get like more lift and less drag from kind of the same size tail.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, more playful. And so we have this one, like the surf one, and then kind of the PX ones, which are a little more lifty and then not as playful. But
the surf is great if you're looking for more pumping and it still feels maneuverable. And then the P is like, if you have more speed, maybe you're in more proper waves, that'll give you more control for setting into turns.
And that's a 160.
This one's a 160. We have a Monolock 160P in long and short length, and then a 145
in this length piece,
medium 40 cm as well. So a few different options to play with.
Of course. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. And if you like this video, give a like. Thank you guys dude, it was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for
trying it out. Trying everything,
Yeah.
Love getting people on the gear.
Until next time, go get on foil.